Greetings and welcome to Age of Decadence. My name is Fork, and I have just picked up this game. It just was released. I know pretty much nothing about it. And all I know is that it is an isometric RPG. And I am old enough to remember the days of Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 and Icewind Dale games and Torment and all of the games that were, for me, the greatest games I ever played. And I've been waiting and waiting for a game to sort of bring back that feeling that those games did. And I have no idea if this will be it, but I'm going to give it a try. Again, I know pretty much nothing about it. It is something to do with post-apocalyptic / Rome. And there we go. Like that. That's it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and head on in. I did a little bit of a sound test earlier, and I think I got everything right. So my hope is that everything will come off smoothly here. Yeah, for those who will watch this on YouTube tomorrow, I will note that I'm live streaming it. So if I happen to be, seems like I'm talking to someone, it's because I'm responding to someone in chat. But I will attempt to keep that to a minimum, and just sort of immerse myself in the game until it gets so late that I must pass out, because it's already quite late. So, here we go. New game. Welcome, adventurer. You're about to die, and we salute you. Great. The Age of Decadence is a very different game from the one you're used to. Its world is harsh and unforgiving, and it really doesn't take much to end up dead. In fact, it's painfully easy, especially if you try to play the game the way you normally play RPGs, when you roleplay a mighty hero who's able to handle any challenge and smite evildoers by the dozens. In this game, combat is always extremely dangerous. It is the hardest way to handle quests and progress through the game, and even a couple of thugs can easily put an end to your adventure. Keep in mind that you are not expected to beat every fight you're offered. There is no shame in walking away if your character isn't a killing machine. Optional fights are usually the hardest, so jump at the first opportunity to be brutally murdered. Okay. The game isn't linear, and it's not about killing people. Be aware that many people will not hesitate to lie to you, steal from you, or betray you, should they see fit. Use your head, be careful what you say, and always look out for yourself, because no one else will. I like this because, quite honestly, in all those other RPG games I have played, I tend to like to create characters that are not just big fighting, killing machines. I like to play the sneakier character, or if the opportunity arises, the more sort of political or charismatic, diplomatic character. And because it depends on the game, obviously, whether or not the game affords that kind of play style. If it does, I take full advantage of it, because I think it's quite immersive. And also, be quite frank, I'm kind of crap at killing things. I'm really crap at things like FPSs, but I mean, even Skyrim, great RPG, but I tend not to play with just a sword in my hand because I die a lot. So, good. If I can get out of fights using just my wits, that is good. So let's go into training and see what's up. So this is a Centurion, so it is Roman. There's definitely a Roman look to it. So I hear you want to be a hero. It's a tough gig these days, son, so you'd best adjust your expectations. Now, we've all heard tales of faraway lands where a hero can kill hundreds of men and all kinds of beasts in the blink of an eye. But here, if you go against 3 thugs and live to tell the tale, you should consider yourself lucky. Respect your enemy, son, and take each and every one seriously. They want to live just the same as you do, and they'll fight you tooth and nail for it. Still, every man has to fight for what's his sometimes, so let's get to training. Tell me more. Rule number 1. If you can't hit a man, you can't kill him. Yeah. Sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many people neglect their weapon training and rely on blind luck instead. That would actually be me. Rule number 2. If you can't kill a man fast enough, you're giving him an opportunity to do you in, especially if he brought friends to the fight. Different swords, for example, are good for different occasions. Two-handers can work miracles in some situations, but be nothing but a hindrance in others. Adapt or die. Rule number 3, defense. Dodging and blocking are your first line of defense. Of course, in the heat of battle, you don't have time to do both, so pick one and stick with it. Your armor is your second line of defense, but keep in mind that it can also slow you down. Pick one that's right for you. All right. What's the best way to survive a fight? The best way to survive a fight is to avoid it entirely. Works every time. Okay, definitely. Okay. It's not the warrior's way. It's the staying alive away. Okay. I like that response. So if you're eager to die, be sure to jump at every opportunity to fight. If you'd rather stick around for a while, pick your battles. Okay. Tell me about different attack types. You know how to swing a sword, right? Well, that's your normal attack. A good combination of speed and damage. Now, say you're having a hard time hitting your opponent, switch to faster attacks. You won't do as much damage, but you'll hit more often. If, however, your opponent's heavily armored, he's easy to hit but hard to get to. Switch to slower yet more powerful attacks. They're easier to dodge or block, but they pack quite a punch and will get the job done. Okay. What about aimed attacks? Aimed attacks are for tricky fighters. They take more skill. I mean, if you're aiming to open someone's artery, it takes a precision strike. This is sounding like Fallout. The Fallout thing is a bit. Not the same as aiming in their general direction. The benefits are well worth it, though. It goes without saying that a fight will become much easier when your opponent is knocked out cold. Well, yes. You're kind of odds, right? Yeah. Nick his weapon arm, and he won't be able to hit you as well as he did a moment ago. Slash his thigh, and he'll be limping for a while. As you can see, there's quite a lot that you can do when fighting. It may seem overwhelming at first, but don't worry, it will come to you. What about special attacks? It's always good to have options. Being able to strike twice or 3 times in a rapid succession, knock your opponent down, or hit several opponents at once. They all have their uses. And what about critical hit strikes? Okay. You'll have to split your time between your weapon practice and learning anatomy, which might weaken you as a fighter. Same goes for studying alchemy or forging your own weapons. Okay. It's a question of balance, skill, and knowledge. I've seen some bold fighters who ignored defense and focused on weapon training and the art of dispatching their opponents quickly. But it's a risky style. I wouldn't recommend it for beginners. Okay. Anything else? Well, there are nets, bolas, all kinds of alchemical concoctions, including liquid fire and black powder bombs. I'm sure you have plenty of time to experiment. Got it. Step aside, Grandpa. All right. Controls. You right-click to move. Right? Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Left-click for interacting. Hold middle mouse button for rotating camera. Oh, right. Got that. And that's zoom. WASD for moving the camera. Q and E for rotating the camera. Good. F and R for panning the camera. Right. And hover over each button for tooltips. Oh, right. Got it. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. And F1 for gameplay help. Right. That all makes sense to me. I get it. I get it. Past the Centurion. So we got this, which is centers the camera on the player. It's also Shift Z. It works. That is main menu and help. Character screen. Oh my god. Okay. So okay. Oh my god. So much here. So stats, you have strength, dexterity, constitution, perception, intelligence, and charisma. Right. Right. Strength is, if this is combat skills, okay. Right, dexterity. Well, makes sense. That makes sense. Perception. That makes sense. Intelligence makes sense. Charisma 5, so that's a 20%. This is 50 hit points, 10 action points, 20% damage bonus, 0 accuracy, 5% SP bonus. Skill points. Oh, I see. 5% skill points. And reaction bonus. Not so good. Just my attack is 22. So you have 10 plus your stat bonus, plus training, plus synergy, plus perception, weapon, helmet, shield. Okay. Alright. Attack minus defense plus 50%. Defense is 0 base. Arm penalty. Okay. That's all makes sense. Skill points. That all makes sense. Oh, I see. This is how you would... Civic skills, faction reputation. I'm not going to get into that stuff quite yet because I think it'll probably be explained as we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the equipment. So we want to go interact with that. Wait. Transfer, take all. Okay. So that's a helmet. Gold. Safet. And a net. So we'll take all. Transfer. How does that work? Oh. This is what I have, I think, currently, yeah? Oh, I see. So is this what I'm currently wearing? Yeah, because I can't... This isn't possibly. Okay. So this is my side. This is its side. So we want to transfer. I don't have any armor. I just have a helmet. So we have Phrygian armor, DR4, leather Numeri armor, DR2, studded Barbary armor. Okay. Lorica musculata, DR6, Lorica segmentata, studded Ordu, leather Ordu. Okay. It's only DR1, but... Right. It's a lot to take in, but I guess we will grab... We'll just grab the Phrygian armor, I guess. And a shield, maybe? Not an... Well... Yeah, we'll grab the infantry shield. So do I... Oh, I see. Okay, so that transfers everything over there. Right. Okay. So right now I'm currently using a Sefet. Simple, straight, Comation dagger, favored by those who care less about style than the ease with which the Sefet slips between his enemy's ribs. But if I want to grab something else... you know, try something. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I guess let's try a short... Let's get a short bow. And do I need to get ammunition or... Oh, yeah, I do. That's a heavy dart. Oh, the plumbata. Okay, all right. Plumbata. There's my missiles there. So regular missile. Oh, gosh. I don't know. Let's grab 20 of them. That's all seems right. So this is my inventory screen. Yeah, I'm currently wearing the Lorca Segmentata, which is DR7, and this is DR4. And then I can put this helmet on, hand, and shield, right? Belt bag, rings, amulets, cloaks, AP cost, alchemy, oh my god, crafting, oh god. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be quite a deep little game, I can tell already. So, how do I check my quest? That must be the journal. Yeah. You aren't working for a guild at the moment, so I just want my active guild list. Try your luck at another guild. Okay. Alright. Ready for the real thing? Alright. I was born... Okay, start a new game. Character creation! Yay! So I can be male or female. Alright, so background. Alright, so my background is you have assassin. When diplomacy fails, assassination is often the only recourse, renowned and respected for their ability to resolve disputes with the least amount of bloodshed, cloaked by the shadows of the night. Assassins are in high demand amongst all strata of society, whether drawn from a petty dispute or a matter of state. Blood is blood. Thief. Regardless of the social fabric, there will always be those that prefer to live in accordance with their own code of conduct outside the law. To a thief, a world in ruins is a world of opportunity. While those that covet power are consumed by deceit, thieves are turning a tidy profit on their neglected wealth. Praetor. Oh, I see. It changes the... Okay. Praetor. Always looking for promising individuals to serve their interests, noble houses elevate ambitious men with a diverse set of skills to the rank of the Praetorian Guard. While most possess some martial training and patiently wait for the spoils of glory of bloodshed, others still favor the gentler arts of diplomacy and take a discreet yet active role in the courts of nobles. Loremaster. Preserving and understanding pre-war knowledge and technology is a lucrative business. An increasing number of people see their salvation in the ashes of the past, and thus the market is becoming saturated with icons and objects from the old empire, most without any real value. Always on the lookout for something of real worth, cataloging and appraising items, Loremasters remain at the front line of this trade. That might actually be interesting. A grifter is, while most thieves prefer to form gangs and act under the cover of darkness, grifters see no reason to trade the laws of society for the laws of guild. Preying upon the gullible with a combination of personal magnetism and persuasion, the grifter's art is rarely... Oh, so it's a proper grifter. Interesting. And then there's drifter. Well, for most people, the focus is on trying to belong and having a place to call their own. Drifters display no such sentiments. Valuing freedom above all else and answering to no man, they prefer instead to move freely without the weight of any shackles, never staying in one place for too long. Okay. Mercenary. In the world rife with conflict, those with the martial skill are never idle for long. Most mercenaries take on personal contracts with individual clients, although they are occasionally embroiled in the greater machinations of the noble houses. Determined by gold, their allegiance lies with the highest bidder. And merchant. Behind every noble's power and every struggle for territory lies the gold of a merchant. Respected and feared more than mere traders, merchants manipulate entire markets and those that depend upon them. People, information, and favor all have a price, but only the merchants know their true worth. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I see. And your starting reputation changes with... this... Okay. So let's look at the faction reputations. House Aurelien. House Aurelien's main forces maintained order in the colonies, far away from the fiercest and bloodiest battles during the war. With the world decimated in society and chaos, General Gaelius moved swiftly to take firm control of the most strategic forts and towns. Today, House Aurelien controls 70% of what's left from Madoran, a town built around an old fortress, making every effort to make sure that the power balance remains in their favor. Resentment remains amongst the other houses towards Aurelien's current standing. Okay, House Crassus. Withdrawing from war and politics, House Crassus dedicated itself to the sciences and arcane research, particularly in planes of existence. Consequently, they were instrumental in the summoning having constructed the portal and the many machines that powered it. Most mages perished in the last days, depriving the house not only of the generations of wisdom and research, but of clarity and focus. Today, House Crassus calls for proper worship and the restoration of the gods. Okay. From what I believe, what I saw, it is a sort of like low magic setting. So there is some sort of magic, but it's not the focus, and it's not the big thing. House Daraton. Once the largest and most influential noble house, controlling 7 provinces and more than 20 legions, House Daraton was almost destroyed during the war. Today, less than 100 people still loyal to the Daraton name control a small town named Tehran that has definitely seen better days. As House Daraton draws its last gasp, some within are preparing for one last fight to shift the balance of power and restore the noble house at any cost. So those are your 3 noble houses, and then you have the Boatman of Styx. In the halcyon days of the Empire, the Emperor commanded his own guard. Apart from their regular duties of protection for the Emperor, they were trained as experts in infiltration and assassination. Many political and military opponents would meet with unexplainable misfortune or death in the rapture of night, ensuring the long-standing stability of the Empire. After the fall, without a master to serve, the guard disbanded into the chaos of the fallen Empire. Once outside, they found that even as the world lay in ruins, their peacekeeping services were in great demand. An assassin's order was established that later bore the proud name of the regiment, the Boatmen of Styx. Okay, that's interesting. The Commercium. Cicero, Cicero. The Commercium. Trade and merchant guilds have always existed, but in the shadow of the apocalypse, wrought by the power of the sword, the power of gold has become a far greater influence in the affairs of state. The head merchants have now centralized, controlling all trade. Caravans, tariffs, mines, and marketplaces operate by the grace of the Commercium alone. Independent traders and outposts in remote villages still exist, but trading in towns is not without its problems or dangers. So it's sort of like, okay, I see. It's a guild of merchants. The Imperial Guards. Formed from the remnants of the Imperial Army, the Imperial Guards are an independent, influential, and powerful faction, maintaining order and preventing open war between noble houses. While the noble houses squabble amongst themselves, cloaked in subterfuge, espionage, and counter-espionage, the Guards are more idealistic. Their primary goal is the restoration of the Empire to its former glory, regardless of how unrealistic this seems at the present. Okay? And the 40 Thieves. The 40 Thieves Guild is a large and seemingly indefatigable network of thieves, smugglers, and other criminally inclined citizens, operating in every town and tracing its origin to the early days of the Empire. It's said that in the past, the 40 kingpins of the 40 largest towns used to coordinate the network. Speculation is divided as to the relations and ties of the 40 Thieves of yore and its current incarnation, but the name persists. Okay, so all those interesting. And what you choose, I see, gives you different reputations. That would be a -7 with Imperial Guards because you're playing an assassin, but Bowman of Styx 3. Thief is a lot of negatives there. Praetor is quite nice with everyone but House Aurelien. Loremaster is good with everybody. Grifter, nothing. Drifter, nothing. Mercenary, okay, a little bit here and there, and lots of good reputation as a merchant. I like Loremaster or Praetorian. I'm not interested in House Daraton. I was actually looking at House Crassus. I kind of like the idea of House Crassus. But I don't know whether I have to play a Loremaster or a Praetor. I really like the idea of the Loremaster. I'm going to play the Loremaster, I think, and go with House. Well, no, let's go with Praetor because I like this idea of having a negative reputation with one of the houses. That might be interesting to play. So we'll be a Praetor. Our name is going to be Cato, as in Cato the Elder or Cato the Younger, or Cato. I just always liked that Roman name. Alright, so now we can change our look. Our skin. Our face, although we're not going to see it very well. Tattooed. Okay, we'll leave that alone, I think. Hair. Well, I could basically sort of make me, I suppose. Should be like that, I guess. Color, blonde. I'm not blonde. I'm brown, gray. Is there a brown gray? Is there a brown? I'm not even seeing brown. So I think we'll just go with this sort of darker gray. Beard. Well, I sometimes have a beard, but hey, you know what? It's a Roman culture, which means let's get rid of the beard. Color. Oh, that must be the color of the that's the color of the beard, if you have one. Okay. Next. And now this stuff. So I have stats based there. I think I have. Do I have? I don't know why I have these pluses. Oh, I see. That's the most you can get. So you would reduce. That's stat points and versus skill points. Okay. Oh gosh, I used to love systems like this so much. All right, I'm not a very strong person, so it looks like okay, so 6. At least, so 6 is the 0% there. Let's bring that down to a 5. I definitely want a higher intelligence, and I think probably a good charisma. And let's take perception. Influence the non-combat skill points pool during character generation. Actually modifiers all weapons, ranged modifiers for ranged weapons, helps you spot things. Okay, no, I don't want that, but let's bring dexterity down by 1 and perception up by 1, maybe. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense for what I want to play. Intelligent and charismatic. Perceives well. These are average. Strength, even though it's a 5, it's still relatively average. 25 combat skill points. 55 civil skill points. So, what do we want as... We definitely want to be able to just plain out dodge. So, we want to increase that up. And we'll go ahead and increase the sword up. And the bow. Right? Yeah, okay, I see. So synergy, for each point invested in sword, you get these attack bonuses. 3 for dagger, 1 for... Oh, I see. So it's... okay, it has a synergy type system. Interesting. Unskilled. So I'm a novice in dodging. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 30 defense and 41 attack. Okay. Civil skills, 55 points. Now this is the kind of stuff I'm interested in. We have lockpicking, sneaking, steal. Is that different than... Okay. Traps to impersonate. Okay. Etiquette. Persuasion, streetwise. Alchemy. Increases. Okay, crafting. Okay, okay, I see. Lore. And trading. Well, let's increase lore by 1. And so I'm a novice in lore. We'll put a novice in etiquette. I do like sneaking in games. Trading. Okay. Let's do also... of opening locks. That's always just a nice skill to have. I also want to increase etiquette by 1 more, I think. And lore by 1 more. Let's both do both crafting and alchemy, just because I want to be able to test that system pretty much. And persuasion. Okay. I think that all makes sense. I hope that all makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Except